We have Dragonmaid, cool tunes, and even some Exosister, and so much more for Genesys. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. So I wanted to start off taking a look at how Genesys format's kind of been developing. I've been kind of wanting to see some of these deck lists because, I mean, this format's in a very delicate place right now. It's not exactly the greatest, but it's interesting. Now, with Dragonmaid basically being a lot better off in this format. You know, Shio's still 10 points, but I mean, they're trying to get you to play the deck. You do see Tidings are now 5s. The Light and Darkness Dragon support is coming along decently. I think this list is actually pretty straightforward. Now, you do see the side deck down here. Bottomless Torrential Mirror Force are just some extra DLC that you kind of get trying to play the deck, but I think it's cool to see Dragonmaid actually having a place developing within this meta. Also, I mean, Monster Reborn might be a card you might be kind of questioning while they're playing, but I do think having that little extra revive does kind of help out some of this strategy for sure. So we're not looking too bad here. Next up here, we have cool tunes. So as I've heard people say previously, it's almost like you've taken an advanced format deck and you've released it into Genesys format. Because, I mean, sure, deltas are 7 points and gamma is 15. That's not a problem. You're still going to play this because when you're looking at the Cool Tune package itself, you've got 30 points and that's it. Though I will say, it is a little bit interesting to see, you know, Ash being a little bit more expensive. You'd rather dedicate the slots down here to the deltas and the gamma just because, you know, having that extra access to be able to go through some of those little extra deck pieces does matter all that much. You know, you need to be able to kind of control your opponent and go, and that's exactly what this is about. I mean, you're not tossing into the extra deck anything that you couldn't be doing already with. So I think your deck is going to be just fine. Also, you're playing 2 Ultimate Slayer in the main deck to take care of problems, so not too bad. Next up here, we have some Exosister, and yes, this is going to be pending the decision-making on where we are going to see the new Exosisters going within this deck. Now, Exosister already feels like a very, very strong deck within this format. And you got to be very careful when you're approaching this in the future, Konami, because we already saw when I did my Limbo Genesys format, the fact that these bits and pieces and these tools that you're getting with these are really, really strong. They are also still looking at playing the Spirit package because the Shiyorgi Hime here is a very strong card for the deck, but unfortunately, you do kind of have to take a little bit of a step back. Also, Raigeki in this format, you can let your opponent build whatever board that they want because Droll and Lockbird has become too expensive. So we now just supplement the turn stop button with the you can do your turn, but I'm just going to clean it up and be able to advance and play the turn as I need to from that point on. So not bad. Next up here, we also have this water pile. Now, I know that this isn't exactly the most competitive of water builds that I've seen, but it really tickled my fancy because Kairoshin being a water looming floodgate that Konami has left unrestricted in this format is still really, really cute to me. It doesn't really feel like it's a very worrisome thing, but also, I mean, you are dedicating points to the terraforming to get to the Legendary Ocean because you need to have Legendary Ocean. If your deck does not functionally see Legendary Ocean, this all crumbles apart. I mean, most of your main deck is free. I mean, looking at your side deck, I see we have Morays for draw power. We also have a good chunk of extra Mirror Forces that we could possibly have. I do also see we're doing some, you know, Ocean Daedalus stuff down there, but we're not really, your deck's job is to get the water good stuff set up and kind of go. I wish you could play the Primite package in this, but too costly in this format, honestly. Next up here, ooh, we have Cristron. You know, in a world where you don't get all of the extra little toolbox options, you can certainly do a lot of the old Cristron combo, which, I mean, a lot of that usually resolved Tidal being that card that you could basically mill down and be able to do your thing. And inclusion in this format is worth a whole whopping 25 points, which is not terrible. Now, you're going to notice, I mean, Dawn Dragster is going to be one of your big ones down here in the extra deck. You are getting access into Crystal Wing, which is kind of interesting in and itself as well, that card is still legal within in this format on a 0 cost, but I mean, the dedication that you have to put into getting that boss monster does not really warrant the cost of it. So I mean, I can understand why. Also, you know, we have Dark World No Mores in the main deck to give you that option to go second. You got to have cards to be able to go second. If not, deck falls apart. Next up, we have Dark World with No Danger, which is very funny that they're playing a Neko main king in here. I don't know if they're just choosing to play the Neko main king because, you know, you're worried about playing the Dark World mirror match, because I guess there could be a very weird scenario where you do actually run into the Dark World mirror match in some 1/1000th of an alternate universe, and you're just like, oh no, like I have to make some concessions for this. I don't know. It's interesting. We do also see the tour guide is probably going to be one of your best go-to pieces that you can have for this deck, which is fine. We are playing some little interesting other tech choices. I do think Buio here is probably going to be one of the best pieces that you can have for this deck. So for a starting format jump point to play some Dark Worlds, I think you're definitely looking at a cute little recipe for sure for the coolness you can work with. Next up here, oh, we are dedicating all 100 points to a Protoss. Oh no. I actually don't hate this idea, honestly. Now, the problem with playing Tenyi Swordsoul in this format is you don't have the Link monsters. You know, you don't get those free Link ones to get those Tenyi monsters in the graveyard. But, I mean, they're all essentially free bodies to navigate onto the field anyway. That's why you see that we are playing this vanilla monster here to be able to act as the piece that you need to be seeing for things. We've also got Twin Twisters in the main deck. We are playing the triple Primite Roar. Primite Roar is going to be basically your guaranteed get the monster on the field and kind of start working with it from that point, which I think is just fine. The side deck that they have down here is just a lot of nonsense. I honestly think the side deck looks better than the main deck, but you've definitely got a lot of tools within this deck to actually handle a lot of the problems that the opponent's trying to throw at you. Next up here, we have Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now, this deck I still think is the casual player's best friend, because the amount of players that are just going to look at this deck and go, hey, you know, can we actually play Blue Eyes? I mean, Primite cards are in here. I mean, Drill Beam is an amazing card. I mean, you're playing 3 bricks. All right, so there better be some sort of crazy payoff here for me wanting to play these cards. Yes, you're not doing the Link 1 shenanigans where, you know, you can get to the field spell and actually play the deck the way that the modern TCG is, because no links allowed in my homemade tabletop format. That's fine. You just got to understand, you know, it's a little bit slower. Your side deck, very anti. Ooh, I see that we're also playing Artifact in here to get out of the land. So he has to take care of any problems that the opponent might be having playing any sort of banish strategies, which is actually not too bad, honestly. Hadn't actually thought about that. It's actually kind of cool. Outside of that, make your big Blue Eyes monster Ingo, the Turbo Special Edition. Next up is the State of Ninjas. Ninjas are basically fully unrestricted, and it's crazy to me that Konami thinks that this deck is good. I'm not saying it's not terrible, but the way that this deck has just drifted off into the background is crazy. You do still see that we are playing the triple Book of Eclipse. This deck, you get to play more of the generic sense of things now, which actually kind of helps out. Your side decking, I mean, Skullmeisters, Destructive Daruma Cannons. Yeah, this is a lot of the toolbox and stuff. Being able to flip down your own ninja stuff to reuse their effects later on in possible turns, I think is the reason why you would choose to want to play some of the tools that like this deck has going for it, which is actually not bad. I mean, ninjas being fully unrestricted is a very welcoming change to this format, and hopefully, you know, maybe someday we will see ninjas do the thing, but I think they're just too slow in the modern times. I don't know. It needs a little bit more. And also, something I did see, this was really cool. Somebody made a Yako Tenma character deck for this format, actually playing like monarchs and things, also playing the Wicked Avatar. If you know how strong the Wicked Avatar is as a card to deploy against your opponent and just tear apart their hopes and dreams of playing spells and traps for multiple turns, is crazy. All right, but I mean, you've got to play some interesting little choices here, and I do think that this is an interesting list for sure. So what do you guys think about Genesys 4 format right now and some of the cool little tech choices and meta developments they got. Please, comment down below what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here in day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.